Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took one trade this morning right at the market open. I'm going to show you exactly what happened with that trade. I'll tell you right off the bat, it stopped me out. In fact, my last 4 trades have stopped me out. I took 1 today, 3 yesterday. All of them stopped me out. You're probably thinking this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to trade. His plan doesn't work. Well, I've gone over the statistics and I started trading this plan June 14th. I've taken 42 trades so far. I want to take 100 before I can guarantee that it's either profitable or it isn't. But so far, I'm actually up 9 times my risk. What does that mean? I'll go over that in a video I'm going to release on Sunday. I'm not going to do that in this video. So make sure you watch that and you'll see what I'm talking about. But this plan so far is working. Again, I have to get to 100 trades before we know definitively if it works or not. So let's go over the trade that I took this morning. I'm going to show you first my mid-cap screener. That's how I pick the stocks. So if I go up to my screeners, I'm using this one right here. Always click modify with those 3 dots. That way you know that your filters are being applied. And then I organize the list by volume. I look at just the highest volume stocks, so the ones that are kind of on the first page once you list it by volume. And then I'm looking for the stocks that are green, the stocks that are going up. You can see there's not many. And they also have to be above the 200 MA on the daily chart. So like NNDM is one that's up today, but if you look at it on the daily chart, it's below the 200 MA, so you will not see that on my chart page. And Newegg, that one was the one that NEGG popped up late in the morning around 10:05, and that's the one that I ended up taking a trade on because none of the others gave me an opportunity. I'll show you that in the video right now. So I have all these ticker symbols up at the beginning of the morning, and I've already checked to see on the daily chart if they're above the 200 MA. So if they remain on the chart here, then they are. And then this yellow line represents the high of either the pre-market, the aftermarket, or the previous day, whichever's highest. And I use that as a gauge to see how strong the stock is, how much buyers are interested in buying the stock. If the price is able to go up and break that line, break that level, then I know there is a lot of buying interest in the stock, and then I can look for a long position, which means I'm buying for the price to go up, not that I'm going to be in the trade for a long time. Okay, so let's take a look at the video. We're going to just fast forward it here because there were no trades in the beginning. None of these stocks ever made it up to their previous high. NLY did, but NLY was, you could tell it was being traded by some trading computers, algorithms, and they're just trading this like 1 cent spread, so there's not really any money to be made there. It's not a worthwhile trade to take whether you're trading 1 share or 1,000 shares. You're only going to make 1 or 2 cents off the trade, so it doesn't make sense to trade that. So I removed that pretty quickly. I'm just fast forwarding here. We're going to get to when Newegg popped up on the chart in just a second. Okay, there we go. So right around 10:05, Newegg popped up on the screener. Then I find out what the previous high was, and it was back here on the previous day. This high right here, 31.33. So that's the level that I need to see break before I can look for a trade. And you can see, like, just as I pull it up on my chart, it's breaking that level. So I mark out that level, 31. I guess I put 32 up there. It doesn't really matter. It definitely went over that very easily. And now I'm just waiting for a pullback. And as soon as I get a pullback, I take an entry the first time a 1-minute candle makes a new high. That's what I've been doing all along throughout this trading plan. So now I'm hovering over this candle. The high is 32.87. So as soon as I see 32.88 or more, I'm going to enter in with my hotkeys. And my hotkeys just put a order out at the ask. So there, let me just back it up a little so we can see that in real time because it happened very fast. And I remember just thinking, you know, I'm probably going to catch a lot of slippage on this. And I did get a little bit, but it doesn't really matter in the end. So let's just look at the price bubble. I wasn't paying attention there. So again, we're looking for 32.88 or better. Let's watch right here on this green price bubble. There we go, 32.90. And you can see I triggered my hotkeys pretty quickly, but still got a fair amount of slippage. And that's just because tons of buyers were waiting for that candle to be broken to get in. So I wasn't the only one. And that's a good thing because that means you're getting in with a bunch of other buyers and the price should continue higher. And it does. it just doesn't quite reach my profit target. I did calculate what if I would have gotten my ideal entry like on the penny, it still didn't hit the profit target. So the reason why this trade failed wasn't because of slippage or anything like that. It's just because there was more buyers than sellers as the price continued to rise. Sorry, more sellers than buyers as the price continued to rise. So here we see it going against me. Again, I don't worry about that. I have my stop loss in place. It does end up going in my favor for quite a while. And just fast forward here. I did go, check out, or I just like to switch this to a 4-chart view so that I'm focusing on the stock that I'm in. There were no other stocks really doing anything on the mid-cap screener, so I wasn't worried about missing anything. Of course, I always have the SPY, the NASDAQ, and then my swing trade with SPXL up just to keep an eye on how the overall market is going. So you can see there, it went all the way to 35.34. And this green line represents my ideal profit target. So based on my ideal entry, not my actual entry. But I always put my profit target to based on where my actual entry is. That way it works out to be a 2R trade if the trade goes in my favor. Otherwise, if I do it based on my ideal entry, it might only be a 1.7 or 1.8 times my risk return. And then one trade doesn't really cancel out, one winning trade doesn't cancel out 2 losers anymore. So, all right, so here we go. So there's where I get stopped out. So even though, here's a couple of things if you're looking at the chart and you're looking at technical analysis and candlesticks and all that kind of stuff. So obviously this is a support level. You can see that buyers were trying to push the price down, but they were not able to. Sellers were trying to push the price down. They weren't able to. Buyers came in and pushed the price right back up. So obviously this is a strong area of support. There's a lot of demand here. There's a lot of buyers here in this price level. So then the price goes up. It reaches some resistance, and then it starts to sell off again. It gets back down into the area where we said that buyers exist, right? So based off of chart reading, candlesticks, price action, technical analysis, the price should go back up there. It doesn't. It comes down and stops me out. So it just goes to show you that all that stuff is good, to figure out where an entry is and a stop loss, but just do not think that it guarantees anything, and that's why you use a stop loss, because even a good setup can fail, and that's what happened today. And that's going to happen again and again and again. The main thing is when you have a win rate of or a break-even rate of 33% like I do, you don't need to win even more than half your trades. I only need to win about 4 out of 10 trades, and I'll be very profitable. So again, I'm going to show you that in a video that I release on Sunday, and how well this trading system and trading plan is working out. Even with all these recent losses, I'm still well in the green as far as my risk to reward is concerned. So make sure you watch that video. I hope you guys have a great weekend. As always, enter every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses, honor your profit target, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.